Welcome back, everybody, to A Younger View in Sports, and today I'll be giving you my college football picks. I know I covered that a little late, but, life happens. I'm 19-15 overall in the year, went 4-3 last week. Had a couple rough picks, but I'm sure we'll bounce back this week. I was so confident in my picks last week, just go 4-3. I'm thinking at least 6-1. But, life doesn't happen. Let's kick things off with the LSU Tigers and the Auburn Tigers. LSU switched out Miles Brennan for TJ Finley, and Auburn barely beat Ole Miss. They just held on, but that just proves Ole Miss isn't there yet. And they're, that Alabama game maybe inflated their stock a little bit, but we know where they truly are with the Auburn game. And we know where Auburn truly is. They're not a good football team this year. Bo Nix is proving me right. But every week he plays. Give me LSU. I think they have some rejuvenated juice after they ran over South Carolina with TJ Finley. They're looking like the LSU of last year. But I think they can keep this up. Up next, Memphis and Cincinnati. More Tigers. And I think Memphis will win. These two met in the American Conference Championship last year. Memphis winning, of course. So I think Memphis will win here. They can stick with the run game, tire out the Cincinnati defense. They can get the win. Michigan State, Michigan. Michigan came out and surprised me against Minnesota. Minnesota surprised me by looking bad. Michigan State lost to Rutgers. This is easy. Give me Michigan. You cannot lose to Rutgers. I think Michigan finally wants that playoff. They got to get through Ohio State, so I think they're going to keep proving themselves every week. I think they're the best football team John Harbaugh has had at Michigan. They have looked incredibly well out there. They beat the Minnesota Gophers, who were a good team last year. So, and Michigan State isn't been very good, but I've last in rivalries, Michigan State always shows up against Michigan. I think Michigan gets this win. And if they lose, this is Ohio State's conference. It is. So, Michigan needs to get this win here just to stay competitive. Up next is Texas Tech and Oklahoma. Give me Oklahoma because Texas Tech has not been playing the best. They almost upset Texas, and I think Oklahoma is good. I think Oklahoma will do just enough to beat Texas Tech. Alabama and Mississippi State. Alabama losing Jalen Waddle for the year, but this receiving core is so deep, I don't think it'll affect him too much. Now, he is a big target. He is a big weapon for that Alabama offense. But Najee Harris is running the ball quite well. Devontae Smith can have himself career games any day. John Mechie has looked like a stud young player. And this receiving core is so deep. Any one of these guys can be a number one receiver at a low program and at least a number two receiver at a good program like Ohio State. I don't think this will affect him too much. And plus, Najee Harris is running the ball well. And Mac Jones could be a Heisman since Trevor Lawrence has COVID and he's missing a game. Who knows? Give me Alabama Crimson Tide right here. Up next, Florida and Missouri. Florida had a rough loss against Texas A&M. KJ Castell finally stepped up in the way we thought he should have been doing for a while. And they had a COVID scare, so they got a bye week. Missouri is Missouri. They're whatever. They're a team. So give me Florida. Kyle Trask has been having a great year. 74, 103, 996 yards, and 14 touchdown passes. I think he has just been on fire. He could have been a Heisman quarterback, but again, this loss. Florida would be in the college football playoffs right now if they beat Texas A&M, but they didn't. They got the upset win. There was crowd there. It was a loud place. Tough win. Give me the Florida Gators to bounce back. And those are my picks. Michigan, Ohio State beats Penn State. I don't think I talked about that one. So Ohio State is going to beat Penn State. I think, this is Ohio State's division. Justin Field will just keep proving himself every week. And be like, hey, just because we started late, I'm still a Heisman. I should be the Heisman. Ohio State is going to the college football playoffs. If they can beat Penn State and beat Michigan, they're just going to run right through this division all the way up into the college football playoffs. It does not matter who they face in the Big Ten championship. It doesn't. They will run through them all. So give me Michigan, Ohio State, Oklahoma, LSU, Florida, Alabama, and Memphis. Thank you for listening.